Hi there teachers, it's Tim Topham here again, and in today's video I want to talk to you about something I call chord hacking. Now don't get worried, the word hack has got some different meanings. You might be thinking the word hack means to break into computers and that's very damaging and dangerous and completely illegal. We're not actually talking about hack in that sense of the word. In the sense of the Urban Dictionary and the common use of the word hack these days, and I'll actually read out the definition, it's a clever solution to a tricky problem. So people talk about life hacks, solutions and quick tips and tricks and things that can shortcut and find solutions to tricky problems for you. So that's what the word hack means. So what on earth do I mean by chord hacking? Well, let's take the original definition, a clever solution to a tricky problem. So what's the tricky problem that I see in piano lessons? Well, number one is piano students quitting piano. And they're quitting piano because it's becoming a lot harder for them to stay engaged and stay motivated when there are so many competing things going on in their lives. It's also becoming really difficult the more that we cling to old notions of what piano teaching and music education is about, because we lose the connection to students of today. Students are quitting because they don't have a really deep understanding and experience of music in all its different forms, accompanying other singers, playing along to backing tracks, perhaps playing other instruments, improvising, composing, arranging, all of these kinds of skills. We can also lose students because we're focused on reading too much above other things. And I tend to delay reading at least till a month into piano lessons, oftentimes more, because there are so many better things that we could be doing with those initial lessons to really cement some key music fundamentals like oral skills and listening, singing, rhythm, tapping, clapping, improvising, creating, and all of those great things. And I think one of the other reasons that we do lose students is that they don't have an understanding of chords, which are just so fundamental to all music, except for atonal music, of course. Let's just leave that aside for a moment. Pretty much all music is based on harmony and chords. And so if we're not explicitly teaching students about chords, then I think we're doing them a disservice. So let's start hacking some chords. And I'm going to give you 3 ways that you can do this in your lessons. And so the 3 solutions are to teach chords explicitly and then get them to explore chords through pop music. Second, to find chords in their music and chord progressions in their music and try and make connections to the music that they're listening to today. And finally, to compose using chords. And I've got suggestions, resources, and ideas for each of those 3. I'm going to go over them really quickly right now. So firstly, teaching chords and playing pop. So I believe very strongly that all students from their very earliest lessons should know how to play a few sets of chords. For example, they should know the main chords in the key of, for example, C major. So they should know C and G, A minor, F, and also D minor and E minor. We tend to leave out B because it's a diminished chord. Once they know those chords, they should be able to put them together into a sequence of 4, and you've got a 4-chord progression of some sort. But the best way to actually explore chords when a student knows what they do, how they feel, how they work, is to actually put them into practice by playing some music. And so I use my own reference here called the Top 10 Pop Songs for Beginner Piano Students, and it's got songs like Lean On Me and Let It Be as great examples of songs you can use that use very simple chord progressions. For example, Let It Be. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. I mean, that's a 4-chord song of the greatest value for students to learn. So explicitly teaching them about chords, the shapes of chords, how to form them, and then exploring them in some easy popular music songs, I think is the great first chord hack. The second one is to find chords in the music that they're already playing. For example, you might not have realized a really clever link between Solfeggietto by CPE Bach and Barbie Girl, an 80s tune by Aqua, or maybe it was the 90s. Let me play you the second line. This is bar 5. It goes something like this. Now if I just play them as chords, we get this: C minor, F minor, B flat, and E flat. And if I play them again out of context, those of you who were around in the 80s and 90s would recognize I'm a Barbie girl in a daddy world. I don't really know the words, but you get the idea. So this kind of connections that students can make are a fantastic hack using chords that connect their knowledge of modern music that they're listening to now, or modern-ish music anyway. They get the idea because it's a 4-chord song, and music that they might be studying that's much more traditional. There are lots of connections you can make like that. Canon in D is another one, and yeah, heaps more. I've got lists of them on my blog if you're interested. So that's my second chord hack. Find chord progressions in the music and pull them out and play them on their own, improvise with them, find other music like them. That's a fantastic skill to have. Finally, compose with chords. And I've got my own program which I call Chord Composing. It looks like this, and we'll pop a link to some more information about that. You can see how I teach this. And the idea is that students knowing a few things about chords and knowing a little bit about the circle of fifths can create their own 4-chord progressions incredibly easily by just using a few chords in the key of C major. For example, they could choose the chords C and A minor and E minor and F. They can start composing their own pop song. Incredibly simple ideas. Make sure you check the link if you haven't explored that in your studio yet. So I hope you enjoyed that quick look at what I call chord hacking. Just about finding really clever solutions to tricky problems in our piano studios, but using chords as the basis for it. As I said, just about every piece of music out there is based on chords and harmony in some way. So if we can make those connections with students, teach them to understand chords and harmony, they're going to have much more success in the future. So what do you think? I would love to hear more from you. Leave me a comment below about your thoughts on chord hacking. I'll see you soon. Now, just before you go, make sure you check out some of my other videos. We're going to put a link to one of them up here, and I do also encourage you to check out my InnerCircle membership. We'll put a link over here. It's a great place to hang out with other teachers and get all the creative and supportive help that you need from other teachers around the world, and also all of our fantastic courses. And of course, don't forget to subscribe on YouTube. Until next time, see ya.